Process management. So this is a concept very important in operating systems concepts. So a process is the execution of a program that performs the action specified in that program. So if you take an example, addition of a program, so it performs some action. Addition is an operation, arithmetic operation. So we can call that program as a process. Okay, so we can call it simply a process as a program which performs some task. Also we can say a process is the smallest unit of work within the system. So program is a passive entity, whereas process is an active entity. Okay, so the OS helps us to create, schedule and terminate the process which is used by CPU. The operating system helps to create the process which performs some particular task, and schedules the process means one after the other process will be allowed for execution. After execution, the operating system terminates the process and it will allow other process to execute, and it provides CPU time for other process. So in process management, operating system role is very large. That means it plays a major role in execution of the process. So this is the concept behind the definition of a process. So operating system itself is the main component. We can say it as a component of a computer system which helps us to create, schedule and terminate the process which are used by CPU. Process needs resources to accomplish its task. What are the resources means? Here there are some list of resources. One is CPU, the other is memory, the next one is IO, and some files, initialization data. So whatever the data required, that is also can be called as a resource. Process management involves various tasks. Here only we have discussed about creation of a process, scheduling the process and terminating the process. These are different tasks. So process management involves all these tasks. And also the last one is deadlock. So process management concept also includes the concept called a deadlock. What is a deadlock and what is the task? What is this deadlock? We will discuss in further slides. Process management continuation part. Process is a program that is under execution, which is an important part of modern day operating systems. So whatever operating systems we are using now, for them process is a important concept. The operating system must allocate resources that enable process to share and exchange information. Here comes the operation of a operating system. So what it does, it allocates resources and enables the process to share and exchange information while they are executing. The next point is single threaded process has one program counter specifying location of next instruction to execute. So single threaded process is a program counter. It is having a counter which is called as program counter. Why it is used? It is used to specify a location of next instruction that is to be executed. So single threaded process has one program counter which will be specifying the location of the next instruction that is to be executed. So the next point, process executes instructions sequentially one at a time until completion. So we need to remember this concept. What it is, execution will be done sequentially. Process, which is a set of instructions, will be executed, and all the instructions will be executed sequentially, only one at a time. Process will be executing the instructions sequentially but only one at a time. After executing one instruction, it will be executing the second instruction. Multi-threaded process has one program counter per thread. So typically system has many processes, some operating system running concurrently on one or more CPUs. So we can say there are multiple processes which are using the CPU time. The multi-threaded process has one program counter per thread. So when there are multiple threads, all the threads will be having program counter for each. So typically system has many processes. We can say a system will have many processes because it does many tasks concurrently. Concurrently means it will be doing at the same time. Concurrency by multiplexing the CPUs among the processes or threads. So it will be doing the execution of the process or threads by providing CPU time. The resource CPU will be allocated for a particular process one at a time. So we can say a process requires CPU time to execute. So concurrently multiple processes will be executed and we can say this is called as multi-threading. Okay, when there are threads that are executed concurrently, we can say that concept is a multi-threading concept. Okay, now process management activities. The operating system is responsible for the following activities in connection with process management. What are those we'll discuss now. The operating system is alone responsible for all the following activities which are related to process management. So creating and deleting both user and system processes. Whenever there are certain processes we are creating, we need to create a process, it also to be deleted after the execution. Suspending and resuming the process. So whenever there is a requirement of resources, it will be waiting or it will be suspending, and afterwards whenever the resource is available, it resumes the process. Providing mechanisms for process synchronization. Provides mechanism for process communication. So what does process management involves? It involves process synchronization, process communication, and the mechanism for deadlock handling. These are the important concepts to be understood whenever you are coming across operating systems concept. So here we have understood that we need to manage the process activities. So all these management activities will be done by using operating system. A process management is the major task, and behind this operating system is playing a major role in the process management activities. So, memory management. What is memory management, and why we are calling this memory? Why we are discussing about memory management in operating systems concept? We'll discuss now in detail. To execute a program, all or part of the instructions must be in memory. So, whenever you are using a program, we also know that process is a program under execution. So, to execute a program, all at a time or a part of the instructions, what we need those instructions to be in memory first. So, all are a part of the data that is needed by the program must be in memory. So, whatever data is needed for the program's execution must be in the memory first. So, to execute a program, we need some resources, we need some data. So, this is to be provided by the operating system. Memory management determines what is in memory, and when optimizing CPU utilization and computer response to users. So, memory management determines what is in memory and when to optimize CPU utilization and computer response to users. So, these tasks will be done under memory management. Memory management is what? First of all, we'll discuss what is the definition of a memory management. It is a process of controlling and coordinating computer memory. So, assigning portions known as blocks to various running programs to optimize the overall performance of the system. So, we understood that management of memory is nothing but a process of controlling and coordinating computers memory. How we are controlling? We are assigning some portions known as blocks to various running programs to optimize the overall performance of the system. So, here memory management is very important task. So, all these operating system concepts are to be understood by a user of a computer system, because this operating system only does the memory management process. Okay, memory management is the most important function of an operating system that manages primary memory. So, memory management is an important function of an operating system which is performing the management of primary memory. So, what are the memory management activities? Keeping track of which parts of memory are currently being used and by whom. Okay. The second point is deciding which process and data to move into and out of memory. And the last one is allocating and deallocating memory space as needed. So, these are the memory management activities which are to be done by the operating system. Here comes another topic, that is storage management. Storage management is defined as it refers to the management of the data storage equipments that are used to store the user or computer generated data. It is also called as a tool or set of processes used by an administrator to keep your data and storage equipments safe. Storage management has some key attribute which is generally used to manage the storage capacity of the system. These are given below. Here there are 4 attributes. The storage management has some key attributes which is generally used to manage the storage capacity of the system. So here comes the attributes: performance, reliability, recoverability, and capacity. So what does the operating system provide? It provides uniform logical view of information storage, abstracts physical properties to logical storage unit. So always we have to remember that operating system is doing all the management activities like memory management, process management, and also file management and storage management also. So this is all about the tasks done by a operating system. Thank you all for listening.